Hello and welcome to Walk the Talk. I am Shekhar Gupta and I have what? I don't have one guest, I have two guests today. The only difference between any other two guests would be that these two tend to speak in one voice. They could speak together. Balwinder Mohan Singh, Shivendra Mohan Singh, or you know what friends call you sometimes, MMS and SMS. Welcome to Walk the Talk. It's been some time doing, but so wonderful to have two of India's brightest, youngest, and most interesting whiz kids on Walk the Talk.
Thank you.
You like the description, most interesting?
Well, I think the SMS and MMS is the most new technology favorite, so I think we work with that logic in which way.
Although you're not quite in the technology business yet, not yet.
Yeah. But we use the SMS quite frequently to run our business, so it does fit the description.
Not MMS so much, I hope.
No.
that can get not.
We use MMS very sparingly.
Very sparingly, yes. But why do you think I describe you as two of my most interesting guests? Or as two of the most interesting young entrepreneurs in India?
I think because in today's environment, one, the two of us are together as a family business, and I think that's the biggest strength that we have that comes by being together. And I think we are unified in our vision of what we are doing, and we're able to do it quickly, and we're able to do it strategically, step by step, and challenge the norm, challenge the status quo, and go out and create something meaningful which is going to make a significant impact on society.
And you're managing to do it after the departure of your wonderful father. Because usually you see in India that siblings tend to fall apart once the patriarch goes.
I think for us, it's really, he set the foundation, he had the vision, but I think the most important thing was the values that we actually came up with, we were actually, basically brought up with, and that's the binding force for us today. As a family, as brothers, as our wives, our children, everybody together.
But you know why I describe you as among the most interesting? Because there's one thing that sets you apart from other Indian entrepreneurs, particularly those who come from family-run businesses. It's the lack of sentimental attachment. You know, your grandfather and father built Ranbaxy. You chose the right time and a price which many people thought was too right. You were even accused of overcharging your buyers, if such a thing is possible.
It's actually cheap. It was a good deal for both.
Good deal for both. But not many Indian entrepreneurs would do it because people say, oh, my father built this company, my grandfather built this company. That's what makes you different. Do you agree with the description?
Well, I think we have certainly challenged the status quo in terms of logic and format. I think being from the next generation and our training and background, from the experience that we've got is also from what our father taught us. We've learned to look at things much more rationally. So we do try and keep emotions out because at the end of the day, actually, emotions really spoils the pie in a very significant manner, especially when you're taking business calls.
That's an interesting statement.
How we do that?
No, how do emotions spoil the business?
Well, if you look at it from a family perspective, from a friendship perspective, ego really comes into play. This is mine, this is yours, I want more, I want less. And if you start looking at the issue rather than the individual, you're able to come more often than not with a more rational outcome. Even in our business in the healthcare and the financial services space, when you're looking at patients and they're taking calls as to what the best modality of treatment is, we're looking at financial decisions or when you have to enter or exit the market from Relige's perspective. A business call is always a different decision than oftentimes an emotional call. And I think that differentiation, as soon as you understand that on an issue, it helps you take a better call, I think.
It was the smartest thing both of you did, what you did with Ranbaxy, no?
It was, at that point in time, the right decision for the company because the industry was rapidly changing. And I think strategically it made sense for generic and innovation to come together. So I think the signals at a global level were clearly heading in that direction. We saw it, we understood it, and we took that call. And then we began to focus on our existing businesses in healthcare.
Balwinder, how tough was it? Because I'm sure there were pressures from your peer group, from the market in general, and the sort of chatterati, and also the family, I'm sure.
Shekhar, to me, I've actually experienced and realized that some of the most difficult decisions are actually the simplest decisions to take. And we many a times get too lost in some of the micro and the smaller decisions. We tend to debate too much.
What the Americans call analysis paralysis.
Totally. I think the bigger decisions are clear, it is writing on the wall, and when you see it objectively, and when you put the company first, you remove yourself as an individual or personal aspects linked to that, and you look at it clinically, and that's the best way of taking those calls, and that's exactly what we did. So there was no hesitation, it was the right call.
But
I would do the same thing today if I had to do
But
it.
what were the pressures?
There was no pressure.
From family, from media, from market, from CII, from your friends in CII,
No.
all older friends in CII. And
Shekhar, I think if you look at it, this was probably India's best kept corporate secret
Yes.
till the day it got announced. So nobody knew about it. Even from a family viewpoint, both of us went and told the family a day and a half before we were to announce it.
I see.
So there was surprise. There was question about why and what's the logic and what's the rationale and have you thought about it. But at the end of the day, they left the decision to the two of us. And he said, look, you understand the industry, you understand the business. If you're comfortable with it, I'm fine.
And
we went and
you
did
think
it.
your father would have been happy with it?
I think it was the right decision to take.
Would your father have taken the same decision?
I don't know. But given where the markets are and where the business is, I think that's the best call to take for the company. And I think today the company with genetics and innovation being together is the right combination to have for the next many, many years for that industry and for the business.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone. Fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.